It's a little bit of a cold start to the final day of action for the ARC Plant Hire Forest Rally here in the west, but the action promises to be white hot. This final day has some 90 k's of competition just south of beautiful Bustleton on the west coast, about 2 hours south of Perth, the capital of Western Australia, home of course to the Margaret River wine region. There are all sorts of great reasons to visit, and when the E-Road Australian Rally Championship comes to town, well, it certainly makes the beautiful township of Nannup almost double in population. Hi everybody, Greg Russ with you for our coverage here this morning on the YouTube channel. We're going to take you through all of the Australian Rally Championship contenders. We are at, as I say, the Lewana stage, which is the longest of the event. There is some 90 k's of competitive today that we will bring you. We are at, by the conclusion of competition this afternoon, a third of the distance through the E-Road Australian Rally Championship, and we still have some fantastic events to come your way, including something new on the calendar. We head to the south coast of New South Wales next month. We're off to Tasmania, the iconic roads of Adelaide, the Adelaide Hills Rally, and we'll all wrap up in Victoria with the Middle of Everywhere Rally in the Gippsland region. Schedule for today will take us through 3 stages that are repeated twice, so 90 k's of competitive in all, 190 for the weekend in total. And the traditional ball bearing surface here in the west is throwing up some curveballs for competitors. We had a little bit of rain in the lead up too, but the weekend proper has dried, headed for highs of about 17 degrees today, but it's a cool start, only 3 at the morning, and this morning, and it feels even colder than that. Let's set the scene for you before the first of our competitors makes their way past our hosting position here about midway through the Lewana stage. Here is a recap of what happened in Heat 1.
Heat 1 of the ARC Plant Hire Forest Rally here in Western Australia saw the exciting return of Swedish duo Tom Christensen and Andreas Johansson, who made a statement early, winning Stage 1. It set up a thrilling battle with Harry Bates, fresh from his run in WRC's Portugal Rally. But afternoon drama turned the rally on its head. Stage 5 saw Tom break his rear right wheel, while Harry Bates and Coral Taylor punctured a tyre on the power stage, costing them 3 minutes. It opened the door for Scott Petter and Glenn McNeil. Hampered by road position, their measured performance paid dividends to win Heat 1.
Yeah, it looked good. We got lucky, obviously, with Tom and Harry both having double punctures or punctures for Harry in the last stage. So, you know, consistency paid off. No stage wins for the day, but found ourselves on top of the podium. So it was difficult from car 1, obviously. We just drew car 3 in the ballot for tomorrow, which is much more favourable. Very, very slippery roads tomorrow. So hopefully we can have a great day and come through on top tomorrow as well.
Lewis Bates and Anthony McLaughlin finished second, picking up extra points, winning the power stage. And Alex Rillo and James Markett started their championship campaign strong, finishing third. Tom Lawton and Michael Lloyd were leading the Wolf Sports Cup before crashing out in Stage 3. The Heat 1 win went to Toby Price and Ben Searcy, who also won the Subaru WRX Challenge.
Yeah, really good way to kick off Forest Rally here. So, last year's experience here definitely helped a little bit. But, the first morning stages really kept me pretty honest and just started clicking a little bit more on the gears and, making it work.
Riley Walters continued to drive well beyond his years, finishing second to Toby Price in the Wolf Sports Cup and Subaru WRX Challenge. But the young gun won Heat 1 in the Junior Cup with co-driver Andrew Crawley.
We've had an awesome day. We've kept it as clean as we can all day, and we're happy to say we're here with no scratches on the car. So we've had a really good time and we're keen to do it again tomorrow.
David Smith and Roger Peterson took home the chocolates to win Heat 1 in the Two-Wheel Drive Cup.
We actually had a really good day. We went out there just with the aim of actually winning. Helps when you're the only car, but don't mention that. No, we've had issues at Forest Rally the last 3 years. So we've sorted out our drive shafts thanks to High Speed Engineering and the service crew being fantastic. And of course, Roger's been great on the notes. So we had a really good run today.
And Ronan Sharkey and John Harkin steered their 1994 Subaru Impreza home to a Heat 1 win in the Classic Cup.
Pretty good, yeah. 4 deficits later, we've got the car back. It was a hard go for all day, and we've just been smashing the workout in the car, so it was really good. Good to get back.
So a look at the Heat 1 results here for you now. Scott Petter has described himself this morning as something of a Stephen Bradbury, but you've got to be there when it matters, and a lot unfolded in that final stage of the day. He took the Heat win by 9.7 seconds. Lewis Bates finishing in the top 3. Great job by Alex Rouleau as well, who was probably off the radar in the morning, but found himself in the perfect position at the end of the day. Ditto Jackson Long as well, who clawed his way to 4th place after I guess you could say a ginger start to the day. Toby Price in the top 10 as well. Now, if you're following our E-Road Australian Rally Championship socials, you will have seen a frightening crash for our next guest. Firstly, I'm joined by ARC's Managing Director once again for the coverage in Adrian Coppin. But Richie Dalton, can we come to you? The brutal news is that car, unfortunately, is toast. Are you and your co-driver okay? And tell us what happened yesterday.
Good morning, Rusty. First of all, myself and Mac are
okay.
We're okay. We're fine. Mac is a little bit stiff this morning, but you're bound to get to after. I'm actually pretty good. I don't really feel anything, but I've been
left foot
quite hard to jump the last while for the surface.
Black jump, maybe 80. Right side clears, 80.
Our viewers of the coverage are watching
6 left on
the
road.
crash. Now that's tough for you to watch.
6
I
right
know.
through
And
the
even
dip, 60.
more difficult
Dip,
is
port, 5
taking a
left,
walk
very
around
in.
the car in
Go
service park
150
this morning.
down.
It does look like
5
there's
right
not
thrust
much
through the
that's
white pole.
salvageable off it. Is it game over to that
We're going to get some wheels on it today to get it onto the trailer and assess it properly. It can be fixed, but you've got to weigh out how much it's going to cost.
Okay.
You know, it's going to get up there. Obviously, all the expensive components, all the drive shafts, the rotors, the hub assemblies, even the roof skin, so it'll escalate quite quickly. It's up to us then to decide what's the best route forward,
All right. We'll talk more about that with you as we go. First of our competitors is inbound. Our hosting position is about midway through the Lewana stage. A short time ago, Jackie Shivey did a patrol of Service Park. Let's hear from the first of the drivers she caught up with now.
All right, Harry, a really strong start yesterday, but a frustrating end. How do you mentally reset and go again today?
Yeah, I guess what happened to us is very much a part of rallying, isn't it? We built up a good lead, had a really good day, and then puncture sort of meant the result came unstuck on the very last stage. But, resetting for today is pretty simple. We had good pace yesterday. We just need to carry that into today. And car 1 on the road will be a challenge, but I'm looking forward to it. They're good stages, and, it's another great day and great weather for it.
So what's your strategy then, being the first car? You're going to play it a little bit cautious, or you're just trying to go for maximum points?
I think being car 1 will be a disadvantage more so today than yesterday, but we're just going to have to deal with the conditions as best we can. I've been car 1 here many times. I've got experience with it. It's more than possible that the guys coming behind could be a bit quicker on the morning loop, but then, on the afternoon loop, you're all driving on a more or less swept road, so that's where maybe we'll have to peg some time back. But who knows? It's rallying. Anything can happen. We just need to, stay consistent like we were yesterday.
He actually had a good look at the onboard last night of that stage, and he couldn't, Adrian, necessarily pick what triggered that. So I felt for him, ultimately finished 6th on the day, so still some points. He's talking there about the way he might play today, and the second bank or block of stages. We do 3 stages this morning and then do those same stages again this afternoon. That road position issue for him, I guess you could say, in the morning will be nullified in the afternoon somewhat, won't it?
Yeah, definitely will, Rusty. We've seen from stage 1 times he's 0.2 back to Scott, so that third row position for Scott is obviously playing an advantage there, as we saw yesterday for Harry. So it'll be interesting to see what the morning loop shows, but certainly I think you'll see a big push from Harry in the afternoon.
Want to put your big reporter cap here now on. Grab that phone out if you can and just update people on some of because where we are on Lewana is the second stage of Heat 2. So shortly they'll be inbound. They come down the hill behind us here, hook to the right, and then get to accelerate up the road directly behind our hosting position here. But we have had one stage completed, and some of those results are filtering through, so let's update those now.
That's right. We've got Scott Petter did a 6:41.1. 0.2 back was Harry, and 2.7 further back to Lewis. With Tom another 7 seconds back from that. So probably for Tom, just settling back into the conditions again. Obviously some changes to the suspension. That right corner was also when it was damaged yesterday with that wheel incident.
So it's great that the Maximum crew have been able to get him back into competition for today. We'll get some insight from Richie Dalton here too, who's with us as the first of our cars makes its way. There are some kind of the road itself is more or less raised or crowned that they make their way down, and there are some natural gutters off on either side that I would imagine, Richie, you want to probably try and avoid as best you can.
Yeah, 100%. He's got to look at the line come down here now.
Check
Harry.
the line.
He's got the brake and absolutely spot on. He'll get tucked in here early and a good exit speed. Yeah, on the power early. Oh, beautiful. That's really well done.
Just beautiful. I feel like between him being in Queensland, even going off into Portugal and stuff, maybe he's gone another level this year in his completeness as a driver.
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously having that competition with Hayden last year certainly made everybody in the championship step up. But you could see that commitment down through there was pretty impressive. It'd be great if we could get a shot of that actually, because that was pretty cool.
Right, let's hear from another in Service Park. Short time ago, Jackie caught up with Lewis Bates.
All right, Lewis, you picked up some valuable points in the power stage yesterday. How are you going to attack today? Maximum points, or play it a bit safe and get there at the end of the day?
Hopefully we can carry that rhythm that we had in the power stage yesterday. That's the plan. So we'll push hard this morning and see where we end up. Car 2 on the road, so it's better than car 1. So we'll see what we can do from there. But I expect the second stage this morning is going to be a lot of sweeping, so it's going to be difficult, and it's probably the most demanding stage of the rally. So yeah, we really need to try and put in a good performance there.
Are there any stages today that are better suited to you that you might be able to find a bit of extra time in?
Not sure about better suited, but the first stage up this morning is probably one of my favourite stages in Australia. It's a very cool stage. It's a bit like a roller coaster, so really looking forward to that one. We've done it in different configurations before, but this year it should be good fun, so really looking forward to that one.
The few spectators lining the side of the road where we are at this point. Just to recap for you, after Brumby won, that he was just talking about, his favourite stage potentially of the season, Scott Petter leads by 0.2 of a second over Harry Bates. Lewis Bates is third, 2.7 away. Then Tom Christensen. Now, Tom was fast on Saturday morning. They've repaired that car, as Adrian detailed before, so maybe just taking a little bit more of a cautious start to the day. Then Jackson Long. Check the line here from Lewis Bates as he comes downhill, almost the right front in that natural gutter that we were talking about before. Boys, that looks like it's nicely done.
Yeah, he probably didn't get it quite turned in as nicely as Harry did. You see him struggle a little bit on understeer and on the apex there, and went a little bit wider, but got a good clean exit out of the corner.
What is this stage like generally? You guys have reccied it in the lead up. Just listening to Lewis and Harry talking about its, how technical it is and so on.
Yeah, it is. I think it's actually, from memory, it's the longest stage of the rally. But we found it when we reccied it. We picked out stage number 3 actually, and stage number 7 as the two, or the stage number 8 as the two best stages to pick out for the day.
Gotcha.
But yeah, obviously stage number 3 came unstuck for us in the end.
Yes, exactly. Let's hear from another of the competitors in Service Park now. Jackie caught up with Scott Petter.
All right, Scott, consistency really paid off for you yesterday. Are you going to take the same plan of attack for today, or are you going to try and go for some maximum points?
Look, same plan, just get in there and see what the car feels like and dictate from there. So, obviously consistency worked yesterday, so just continue that approach hopefully across the whole year. And but, it's one of those sports things that can and do sometimes happen, so you just need to be on the right side of the ledger.
Are there any stages today that you think are going to catch drivers out?
Yeah, certainly that Lewana stage, the middle one, the longer one, relatively new for everybody, 90% new, so, and very, very gravelly, and a very combination of sort of mixed surfaces and, tight, twisty, into fast, back to tight and twisty, so that's definitely going to be a challenge for everyone, I think.
Just underscoring what they've been talking about the technical nature of this stage. We're almost at the midpoint of it. Here is Petter now in the Skoda. Couple of dabs on the brakes. Tighter line through that corner. Gets a turn. Richie, what do you make of that?
Yeah, he was very committed coming around that corner there. Got on the brakes. Took a couple of stabs to get in it, but he got it turned in nice and early and got a quick early exit speed out of the corner.
Nice. Just, Adrian, your thoughts?
Yeah, much more committed, particularly on the exit of the corner there. You see a pop over that crest. He barely lifted, which shows that obviously he's very comfortable this morning.
Just waiting for the next of our competitors to join us in Tom Christensen. So fantastic that they've been able to, at Maximum Motorsport, get that 2017 Skoda Fabia sorted. for today. He really impressed again yesterday, just like he did last season.
Absolutely, yeah. I think, coming back to this rally again, having a set of notes, certainly, understanding where everything is helps second time around. And Richie, you'd attest to that. Coming back to rallies time and time again, you only get better.
Yeah. Tom has been out of the car for 12 months, so what he did yesterday morning was incredible. So we got to give it to him, but that's probably what you expect from a former junior world champion.
Yeah, exactly. So someone that has been a part of the M Sport program, a Polish champion. I mean, he's got quite a CV, as we detailed yesterday in the coverage. Due to become a dad in August. And he and his co-driver actually live quite a distance apart, so they haven't seen each other for some time. So that, to Richie's point, underscores it even more. The pair back together again, first time in 12 months, just like a pair of old gloves, and they're straight back into it. So he's a really committed competitor and had potentially the option to compete in Europe this weekend and opted not to do that after the conversations with Maximum began about coming back to run here in Australia. He had such a good time last season, and we'll see at the end of our ARC runners today. Looking forward to seeing Graham Middles and Damon Nicoli come through here. Graham has quietly, he's running in WRX Challenge, he has quietly been a part of the group to help stitch a deal together to get this bloke back in the ARC. Different driving style to some of the others that we've seen so far, and the Swede gets it hooked right and accelerates away.
Yeah, Tom, you've probably got it a little bit crossed up there, and probably due to where he's living, he got a few Scandinavian sticks coming in there, but he got it straightened up, and he got in the power early and good.
You can come and be a part of the commentary anytime. I love that. Right, let's hear from another of our service park interviews now. Here's Alex Rouleau.
All right, Pete, do you think road position is going to really help you today?
Yeah, look, hopefully today's a lot drier than yesterday. I think the stages today should be quite dry and fast. So, yeah, I think sitting back where we are should probably be an advantage for today. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Are there any sections in particular that you're going to be paying extra attention to?
Look, all the stages today are absolutely fantastic, but, they've all got their tricky parts to them. So, like we said yesterday, there's a couple of cautions that we've got in there that we'll have to keep an eye out for. But, looking forward to a great day.
Easy done. That is actually Peter Rouleau. That is Alex's dad, who we'll see a little bit later in the Skoda. He's a couple of cars away. Alex did a tremendous job yesterday in the Hyundai. Now, they were probably, I think, given what happened in Otago for him and so on, maybe a little tentative yesterday morning. But as the afternoon went on, his pace continued to improve. And then when some of that craziness unfolded in the afternoon, he found himself in the perfect position for that P3, didn't he?
Yeah, he actually had quite a slower start than I was expecting, Alex, because we were matching his times and beating him a couple of the early stages, which we wouldn't normally do. Okay. But as it progressed, he found his pace and he really picked it up. And look, with everything that went on around him, it went in his favour towards the end result at the last stage.
A little bit of a cool, foggier morning where we are here. We're about a 40-minute drive to the southeast of the beautiful Geograph Bay, the Bustleton coastline, near the township of Nannup. Our drone pictures from on high, and we've got a couple down of camera positions down low as well. Now, you've got maybe some times to update, do you, Adrian?
Yeah, we don't have full stage times yet, but looking at the splits, Scott Petter is up on both splits by 1.2 and 1.3 seconds consecutively to Harry. Then it looks like it'll be Lewis, and Tom is, not quite on the pace so much this morning.
Your hand is shaking as you scroll there, and that is because it's damn cold. You can follow along if you're watching our live stream coverage by going to rally.com.au and going to the Subaru Results Hub as well. And some of those splits that Adrian is just talking about, you can easily do that wherever you're watching, if you're out and about or watching on it at home. And now, this is quite a gap that we're experiencing here, so just hopefully everything's okay for Alex Rouleau, who should be the next car inbound. Following that, it's Jackson and his dad, Damien Long.
Yeah, we're also getting reports that Troy is off the road on the last stage at 11.4 kilometres. Both are okay, though.
So that's Troy Dowell and Bernie Webb?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so we might have a couple of little gaps in our competition here this morning. We can hear the cars in the distance, so big question with that gap is whether it will be Jackson Long that will join us or Alex Rouleau. So we wait to see. Bit of a crowd gathering here among the pine trees as well. Nice section of road as they raw downhill in front of us here. It sweeps or kinks to the right, hard on the brakes, and then a 90 right before they accelerate away. Again, more open piece of road, almost like a highway spec in some respects. Now we're hearing, and you can probably see from the live stream pictures there, that is Jackson Long. Yesterday, in the damper conditions, really in terms of his young rallying career, he's only turned 19 this week. Did that on shakedown. Was tentative on Saturday morning. Look at the Scandinavian flick there.
He's been getting some tips off Tom.
Trying to watch that speed off.
Quite different driving styles from a few of the competitors, but Jackson, what a cool head he has on his shoulders from such a young age. I actually rallied against him last month in Bathurst, and he's got a big future ahead of him. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he progresses.
I love that for Australian rallying, and more may we be bringing competitors like that through. Hey, that's good for the game.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's hear from him now.
All right, Jackson, you had a bit of a cautious start yesterday, but you really built and you found some extra time. What have you done overnight to approach today and build even further?
Yeah, so we've just reviewed some of the onboard from yesterday, and I think we can be really proud of how we changed our driving from the start of the day, when I was a bit cautious to the end when we got that awesome time on the power stage. So, yeah, just go back out there and sit back and let the carnage happen. Hopefully there isn't too much carnage like yesterday, but we'll just let the battle happen at the top, and we'll just sit there and be nice and consistent and, just enjoy the stages.
He's got a really level head on his shoulders for just 19 years of age. As we said yesterday, spends a lot of time on the sim, and he's just such a mature young man for this level of competition. Really gave us a glimpse of what we could expect from him last season. Great opportunity to step up with the Petters team here in the expansion that they've done together with Famous Insurance to make it a 2-car outfit this year, so running in the Skoda.
Yeah, and Rusty, we're getting reports that Alex Rouleau didn't start this stage and seems to be stopped in the transport between stage 7 and this stage 8. So we'll try and get some more info as soon as we can.
Yep, we'll chase that story for you as well. And if we don't get it updated in our live coverage here on the stream, you will be able to check out our E-Road Australian Rally Championship social. So if you're just tuning into the live stream this morning, good morning. We are in Western Australia, round 2 of the championship, the Forest Rally. And Scott Petter, at the conclusion of the last stage, he's taken out the opening stage of the day, cleared it in 6 minutes 41.1. That's Brumby 1, our 7th stage of the event. Did it by just 0.2 of a second from Harry Bates and Coral Taylor. Lewis Bates currently 3rd. Along with Anthony McLaughlin in the 2nd of the Bates Motorsport Toyota GR Yaris's. He's 2.7 behind. These are the numbers I'm giving you at the end of the first stage of the day. We're midway through the second one. Tom Christensen currently 4th, then Jackson Long, and Adrian's just detailed Alex Rouleau, who came through that stage with the 6th fastest time.
Yeah,
some numbers for stage 8 now. Yeah,
we have some times for stage 8. With Scott Petter taking the win with a 12 minutes 05.5. 6.7 back is Harry Bates, and a further 17 back is Lewis Bates. So Scott certainly stretched the legs in that stage and got a nice little buffer after 2 morning stages.
Yep, so they're the stage times there. And just to give you an overall perspective, so Scott Petter now leading the event by 6.9 seconds. And that's over Harry Bates. Lewis Bates 3rd, 19.8 behind. Just to update you on what Adrian said there before, we are getting word of an incident potentially for Troy Dowell, and we'll give you more on that as our coverage continues, either on the live stream or via our social channels. But we'll get some confirmation. Hopefully he and Bernie Webb are all okay. We can hear the next of the cars inbound in the distance. Does that sound like the Peugeot? I think, is that Tony Sullins? That's a sound you should know well.
Yes, no, it does sound like Tony. Saw they had some trouble starting that car this morning coming out of Park Fermé. It was taking quite a while to crank over, but they did get it started. And we're also just getting some info in now that Alex Rouleau has had a mechanical problem, and unfortunately that's his day over.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we've already... So drama happening... after only one stage of the final day of competition. Heat 2 of the ARC Plant Hire Forest Rally here in WA, an iconic event on the calendar. Runs wide there with Julia Barkley in the co-driving seat. Was that just carrying maybe a fraction too much speed there, Richie? What was that?
Look, the entrance was bang on. He kept a nice good line coming down, and he braked, but he just seemed to maybe let it roll too much and missed his apex and ran wide. But he had it right for about 80% of that. Almost nailed it. But he still he gathered it up and he got a good exit.
Well done. Stay with us here as our coverage continues. Let's hear from Craig Rando now.
Right, heading into Heat 2, what are you hoping for today? Who are you hoping to be in a battle with?
I think we're just going to carry on with our plan that we started with yesterday. We really got to keep it under wraps. I'm competitive, so I want to go all out and go flat out, but I've got a bit of, like I said, to get my driving techniques right, so I've got to focus back on that. And if we're in a fight towards the end, we'll have a bit of a push.
Craig actually yesterday had some initial issues with the launch control that they were able to sort, and then they battled a turbo problem all day. So they were fairly confident in Service Park last night that they were on top of that. So we'll see what it's like when that car ultimately comes through. We are expecting Peter Rouleau first, though, as you can see from our live stream pictures, air view from on high, and that early morning fog that has sort of settled over some of the pine trees here is gradually lifting. There are blue skies above us and a little bit of light cloud about. Headed for highs of 17 degrees, but it is chilly here this morning. Lots of beanies around at the spectator point. Only 3 degrees when we arrived at Service Park today. Big day of action coming your way as far as our coverage is concerned. And then, Richie, we're headed to an event that I'll talk to you about in a moment that I know you're super excited about on the south coast of New South Wales. Rouleau comes through. Running the Skoda, unlike Alex. What do we make of the performance there?
Yeah, he braked a couple of times, a couple of stabs at it, but it was nice and clean, and obviously that will, with Alex being out, it's going to help Peter's chances for the state. He'll be leading that state round now, to be honest, too, so it looks good.
Now, next stop on the tour, we are headed to the south coast of New South Wales. We're really excited about that. The roads down there, what can fans of the E-Road Australian Rally Championship expect?
Yeah, they're fast. We did not too many stages of them, but we've done records a few times. They're compact surface. I think it's hard, depending on weather, it's hard to know whether you'll get dust or you won't get dust. But definitely, I can't see them being rotted up. But might be quite abrasive on the tyres, depending on the heat. But at that time of the year, it shouldn't be as bad.
Okay, we're headed to Narooma. That is the third stop on the tour, and that will take us to the halfway. At the end of that event, we'll be at the halfway point of the E-Road Australian Rally Championship for the season. We then go to Tasmania in August. That is going to be an amazing sight down there at that time of year. Adelaide in early October, the fast roads along and through the Adelaide Hills, and then it all concludes with the Middle of Everywhere rally in the Gippsland region in November. See if we can see a bit more coming your way. We can hear rally cars in the distance. They venture and weave their way through the forest, not all that far from where we're broadcasting. So we are sort of teased or tempted as they get closer. Just the overall numbers that have been coming through at the end of the Lewana stage, which is 20.44 Ks in length. It's the 8th stage of the event, second of the morning, second for Heat 2. And the numbers that we have so far have Scott Petter ahead by 16.9 seconds over Harry Bates, then Lewis Bates. Here's Rando. And Scott Beckwith beside him.
Yeah, that was actually a very nice clean line. He kept a straight line on the brake and coming down. Got the turn in the right time, and he actually was under power quite early, so it was a real clean exit there from Craig.
Yeah, it looked to have plenty of power too. As I said yesterday, same specification car as Tony Sullivan's, and both have plenty of power this morning, looking quite tidy.
A couple of drones that are here with us. You could hear one of them taking off in the background there as Adrian was chatting away. So that car, as we said yesterday, battled a few turbo issues which really frustrated them. He's got Scott Beckwith beside him, who's been competing at this event in the Forest Rally since back in 2002. Back then took a class win in the very early stages of his rally career, and one of the first people to congratulate him that night was none other than the late Possum Bourne. Very special memory for him. So Tom Christensen, just to complete those numbers for you before, I tell you what, he is less than a second behind Lewis Bates by the looks of it in overall terms. So that battle for third Couple of stages in is going to be one worth watching as the day unfolds. Good job, and not all that far back either is Jackson Long. If we look at, what are we talking there, 42 seconds away from Tom, that's actually a solid start from Jackson for the day as well.
Yeah, it definitely is. Interestingly, I think you can probably tell that Tom's probably risk-averse reward today. I think after yesterday's incidents probably is probably pushing as hard as he was yesterday, but it's certainly going to be a tight battle, I think, between Lewis and him this afternoon by the look of that.
Cool. Next of our competitors that we're waiting for. Now, Thomas Lawton, had a quick word with him in Service Park this morning. He and Michael Lloyd were a real story yesterday. That beautifully presented car off the back of an excellent result in the West Australian Rally Championship. And then he was so disappointed to have a moment where they crashed out yesterday. The crew together, all of them worked till about 8 o'clock last night. He is back in action for Heat 2. Good story.
Yeah, really good story, I guess, to see the rally community banding together to help get him out there. So good young kid. Actually works at Racestock Engineering.
Yeah.
It's actually an old recce car that was Racestock's recce car back in the day. So here he comes. Very tidy line.
Tidy, yeah.
Plenty of power out of that corner there.
If he can salvage a result in that class today after what happened yesterday, that'll be a nice bit of sugar for him. Right, next of the cars that we are expecting is Subaru WRX Challenge, the Dakar star Toby Price.
All right, Toby, you really built through yesterday. Are you going to keep building today, play it safe, attack, go for maximum points? Well, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I want to try and go for maximum points, but we had a really good stage in stage 6. I think we were 7th outright, so I don't know, just kind of want to build on that. I think realistically the car's pretty much at its maximum, but I just want to be consistent through today's 6 stages and see if we'll keep the car on the road. Have some fun with Benny and cruise around. So it's if we can be inside that top 10 overall again for today's stage 2, then I'll be really happy.
Which stage do you think might be your quickest?
I'm probably thinking the second stage today, which will be 2 and 6, I think it will be. So we'll wait and see. It's hard because we ain't got too much power, but in today's stages are a little bit of uphill pulls, and but no, look, we'll put the foot in whenever we can and see what the days will bring for us. So it's it's exciting and looking forward to it.
The Ben that he's referring to is the very experienced Ben Searcy, co-driver. They've formed a good partnership, those two, in recent events. And the other takeaway in that interview is what you talked about yesterday, Adrian, and that is that he's kind of maximising everything that is possible in that very production spec Subaru. Here he comes down the hill, hooks it to the right.
Very clean and tidy line there, and lots of commitment as he heads into this crest over there. Yeah, wow, that's still pretty impressive for given that specification of car. So he's doing a really good job, and you can obviously see the experience of Ben playing a hand in all of that.
We'll get some more insights from Richie shortly. In the meantime, here's Riley Walters.
All right, Riley, what is your goal for today? You're going to be putting more pressure on Toby?
Yeah, we'll go out there and have a bit more fun. Obviously, Toby and us are having a good battle, so we'll see how it lays out. We just go do our thing and see where we end up for the day. So it looks like the weather's put it on for us, and we're keen to get out there and have a good battle and a good day.
How confident are you feeling for today's stages? Stage 2 is going to trip a few people up.
Yeah, there's a few tricky little sections out there and a few corners that tighten when they look like they don't tighten. So there's a few tricky spots out there, but no, as long as we've done our homework and we've done the notes, we should be pretty well right. So no, we're keen.
Got Andrew Crowley alongside him there. Just to, Richie, just to talk on, Toby's performance before, and I think we'll see it as the boys make their way towards us shortly. Riley is driving the car that Glenn Brinkman has kindly loaned him to be a part of the Subaru WRX Challenge. I mean, clearly a production spec machine. Momentum is everything. Smoothness, I would imagine, is everything too, is it?
Yeah, it is. You could see, I actually thought Toby was left it a little bit late in the brakes to turn. We got turned in early and got the speed, but I'm looking forward to seeing Riley. I've raced against him over the last few years, and he's actually a really strong competitor for his age, and he's another one of the bright stars of the futures. He's always neat and tidy, so I'm looking forward to seeing him coming down here.
You sense in him he just loves his rallying too, which is great. We can't turn this into a live podcast. I want to know about where the love for rallying came from for you. How did that all start, and what the heck brought you to Australia to compete? Here we go. Here he comes in the meantime.
Yeah, nice in the brakes there, gets it turned in, and on the power, good exit speed. Yeah, that's really well.
That's great. Yeah, good performance. So tell us, how did it start for you?
I've been going to rallies all my life actually. I think 1986, I was 4 years of age, and the Circuit of Ireland passed up in my house, and we had Jimmy McRae in a Metro 604, and David Llewellyn. I think Michelle Newton was there that year.
What are we talking here? So there would have been an Opel Mantas maybe, or what were they driving in?
Metro 604s.
Metro, okay,
yeah. There was the start of the Group E, so there was Quattras there as well.
Mega.
So that was my first memory of it. And my dad is a navigator, used to navigate as well. So we've been going to rallies all our lives. So that's all I ever wanted to do all my life, was be a rally driver. So
how good.
I've had the bug early.
And even with what happened yesterday, I won't imagine that won't get rid of the bug either, will it?
No, unfortunately not. Look, to be honest, I never flinched. If that car was right this morning, I would have jumped back in straight back
away
and went at the same pace. So it's unfortunate what happened, but we'll see what the future holds.
Excellent. Michael Nichols and James Brown, I think, are the next that should be with us in the 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage G4 spec car. And we're talking about Troy Dowell this morning. The car that you're about to see, in fact, was campaigned or run by his father, who is here with us this weekend. He was spectating in Service Park yesterday, but he's not a big fan of getting out on the stage and watching the action. And the main priority at the moment there obviously will be what is happening for Troy Dowell and Bernie Webb. So we'll update you on our socials there. They have not come past our point. The information we have been getting is that the car is off, but we don't know any more in the way of details on that just yet. You are, in the meantime, keeping an eye on some stage times. We're on stage 8, so let's go there, Adrian.
Yeah, just to recap, we have Scott Pettit took out stage 8, followed by Harry Bates and Tom Chrysostovin to round out the top 3. As Michael comes through. Nice steady, gliding line. Power early. Plenty of power there, Richard, don't you think? It's quite impressive as it took off down the straight there.
It's got some power, doesn't it?
It does. James Brown, obviously co-driving for him. I spoke to him in Service Park the other day, and he's telling me that they took 20 kilowatts out of the car to help us stop braking stuff, and he said it's worked, but it still seems to look like it's got heaps of grunt. There's nothing wrong with that.
So for everyone watching at home, that's basically an Evo 10, so the same car that you saw of Tom Loughton come through there, but just in I guess you could say retrofitted into a Mitsubishi Mirage body.
Now, it is the forests that bring the likes of Richie Dalton and Adrian Coppin out, but these are some other reasons for you to visit the West. The beautiful seaside town of Bustleton and everything that it offers from a hospitality standpoint. Just to the south, of course, is the Margaret River wine region, some stunning coastline. Lots of great industry in this area too, and its history dates back to the early 1800s, 1834, I think, for Nannup, when they first began to sort of survey and consider what they might do. Logging is obviously and forestry a very important thing, and we're grateful to all of the various parties that the WA Car Club work with to run this event. We've had some sections that have been cleared, and then we're in some beautiful emerging pines here at the moment. Stunning. So updated outright for the event, the overall results for the event. It has Scott Pettit as your rally leader after 2 stages of the day on Sunday. We're in sprint mode, remember, 2 heats, Saturday and Sunday. He's leading by 6.9 seconds over Harry Bates. Then it's Lewis Bates, Tom Christensen and Jackson Long. They are your top 6 at present that have completed this stage. Stage is 20.44 Ks long, longest of the event, and we're approximately halfway through it. So we don't have all the results yet because they've got another 10 Ks to do before they reach the end of the stage here. Big day, this one, for competitors, and 2 passes over this. I've talked about it being technical. Here's the next of our competitors to arrive here now. It's the Croziers. So Darren and Michelle in the 2009 Ford Fiesta. That's not quite sounding 100%, or is that me?
Yeah, look, they're a little bit fatter sound of an Evo 10 engine and an Evo 9 engine, so that's definitely an Evo 10 engine in that, I would imagine. But probably not as highly tuned up as an X-Active car, I would imagine, but it still gets up and goes.
Lovely combo, those two, and they certainly got their share of supporters from the rally community in Queensland. Nice to see them all the way over here in the West too.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a bit of a troubled run in Queensland. Had a bit of an engine fire on the super special stage there in the centre of Gympie. So great to see that they got that fixed. They joined on Sunday, but obviously all the repairs carried out and made the trip over.
What was the debrief on round one of the championship? There's some very happy people in the Gympie Shire. That was cool to take the rally to the people in the heart of town there, wasn't it?
It was, Rusty. It was a fantastic way to kick off the season. The whole council and the whole Brisbane Sporting Car Club put on a fantastic event, and it was a really fitting way to start off the championship, and looking forward to going back next year.
The clubs are the backbone in some respects. Ross Tapper, who has a rich, a very long history in rallying in this country and motorsport generally, at the helm of the event here. Some 200 officials making it possible, with everything from road closures to the officiating that we need to.
Yeah, definitely. Ross has been at the helm of this event for many, many years, over 30 years. And I just learnt actually at the driver's briefing, he officially said that he was handing the reins over to Stuart Mitchell next year, so he's kept that
big.
quite quiet.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've obviously we're indebted to Ross and his service to the championship over many, many years.
I have very vivid memories of him in the Channel 10 area in the early 2000s. He's been a mainstay of it, so our thanks to Ross, an incredible contribution that he's made. Next of our competitors to come through, Keith Hamilton, David Humphreys in the 09 Subaru. You've had a little look there, Richie. What do you think?
Yeah, he got it braked up and turned in nice and early. There's obviously more of a cleaner line coming into the apex now with all the cars after going through, so it's probably a lot easier to follow now. So where the braking point is, we're going to get turned in and get the exit speed out of the corner.
The next car that we should see is the DCL Contracting Subaru, which is Frank O'Shea and Maurice O'Connell. There's a lot of Irish in the West here that enjoy their rallying, my friend, isn't there?
There seems to be Irish everywhere you go. To be honest, it's no different in New South Wales. It's great to see. And even I can see there's quite a few Irish people up the side of the banks there spectating. So
excellent.
Yeah, great to see.
We have a little bit of international flavour on our E-Road Australian Rally Championship YouTube channel and social pages too. So those of you that have perhaps been tuning in from Sweden, it must be late at night over there at the moment to see how Tom Christensen is going. They have repaired that car after the drama in the final stage yesterday. He's currently running 4th overall for the event, 4th for Heat 2, I should say, on Sunday. So great that he's back. And in the mix, and we were aware of some of the comments there on social, so great to have you following along, which is ace.
Very distinct notes. You can hear the popple and bang
in
there
the background.
It
yes,
sounds fantastic just to listen to that. Richie, I'm curious to understand, obviously, with what happened with the Yaris yesterday, and I know you were chasing the New South Wales State Championship. What's the plans for Narooma? 6 weeks away? How do you turn around for this?
I don't know. Still trying to figure that out. I have got on the phone to Oisin last night to get that car out of New Zealand as quick as I can, the Escort, and bring it back. If we can pick up a competitive car just to do the state run for Narooma, that's what I'll try to do. And we'll see what we can do maybe with the Escort for the last few 3 rounds.
Frank's got the left-hand indicator on, but we are turning to the right, and he gets it hustled through and out of there, past our cameraman. Great chance to stretch the legs of the Subaru as they crest. There's a little crest there, a little dab at the brakes, so they get their line of sight back in. Let's hear from the next of our competitors in Service Park. Short time ago, I think Jackie spoke with Kelly Thomas.
Do you think today's stages are going to reward bravery or consistency?
I think... I don't know what stage it is. The last one that we did today is definitely a brave stage. Down the hill is very scary, so that is something to look out for. But yeah, I think consistency, you just got to get it to the end.
Who are you hoping to be in a battle with today?
I'd like to keep in front of Rob, and Frank it's not too close, but there's a little bit of a gap there, so we'll see how we go.
Very popular combo this, along with Amelia Jordan running the 1999 Subaru Impreza WRX. Contesting on one of the many to be a part of Wolf Sport Cup. We have a number of backers in our championship. We've seen Conrad Stepaniak here from E-Road yesterday, but the team from Wolf are in this boots and all too, aren't they?
Absolutely. Tom Clark from Wolf Sports has created an entry platform that is like no other that we've seen in rallying, and now expanding into circuit racing. Very seamless process, takes you less than 2 minutes to enter, so fantastic.
I think it's been interesting across the ditch too, so it's not just Australia that platform has raised some interest in.
Yeah, I think, did you use it for Otago, I think?
We went the old paperwork with Ava. They had an issue with the online thing and taking our payments, so they had to send us a sheet, and we filled it out with the pen and we faxed it back to him, or emailed it back to him. Yeah.
You faxed it back to them? That's classic. We haven't seen one of those for a while. Waiting for Kelly Thomas and Amelia Jordan. We're going to take you all the way through, incidentally, two of our competitors who are entered in the Australian Rally Championship component of this event. Great roll-up of cars here, just generally. Here's the Subaru now. Great sound.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. It's hard to beat the sound of the old Group A's back in the day. It's fantastic sound.
Mega. Let's take you back to Service Park now. Again, just a short time ago. Here's Jared Kite with Jackie.
How are you feeling heading into today? Do you have confidence from yesterday, or are you just trying to keep things consistent?
Yeah, we got faster as the day went on yesterday. So first time in WA, first time on these roads. It was obviously quite slippery yesterday morning. But as the day went on, we moved up the field a fair bit, so that was good. Unfortunately, we got a penalty due to a technical error on our part, but yeah, today we'll try again. It's a new heat, so that's good for us.
What was the penalty?
We just missed our time control on an error in flexi service, so it's something we hadn't done before, and so we got a 5-minute penalty, which put us at the back, but with taking that off, we were somewhere where we wanted to be, so that was good.
So we can hear the car in the distance. The lineup of fans here that have come all the way into the middle of the forest. You're not surprised because they love their rallying in these parts, but it's a bigger turnout for the coolness of the morning that we've got than maybe we thought.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost like it is starting to warm up now. My hands aren't shaking as much, so maybe everyone's had the same idea, or they were much smarter than us and knew the right time to come out.
Absolutely. We've got some competitors to bring you as well. Some of the we've seen Toby Price come through, obviously, and Riley Walters in the WRX Challenge. There are more of those competitors to come. Part of the army of entries, if you will, from Maximum Motorsport. There's a decent contingent of those WRX Challenge cars this weekend, which is great. That fog has lifted now. That was just settling across the top of the trees. Blue skies above us. Nice sunshine on the corner now. Here's Jared Kite.
Very tidy line on the exit there. Pretty good traction down. Also does a bit of dabbling in GT4 racing, Jared. So fantastic to see the cross discipline.
We're spending way too much time with him, I think, is what you're basically saying, aren't you? So yeah, great to see him. Two very different disciplines. All right, let's head you back. I think now. We were hopeful of hearing from Dale Lineker there, so we'll just stand by. In fact, we do have him, so let's head back to Service Park for you now.
All right, Dale, you got a new co-driver with you this round. How did you guys go yesterday?
Yesterday was good. I was really trusting the notes this time, and I think we got a bit lost in the other event. So I've got Matt now, who's won ARCs before, and he's given me a big help. So, yeah, really enjoying the notes and driving to that, and had a good day.
How confident are you feeling heading into today?
Oh, today's going to be ace, yeah. It'll be a good time. I think the tracks are going to be a bit better today, not as muddy in there. So, yeah, a few fast tracks on the top of the hill. So we're looking forward to it.
That's Matt Lee that he's referring to, his co-driver for this weekend. The Toys Motorsport 01 Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 7. He is a character. That's probably the most toned down we've heard of him in an interview, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Certainly a character, and great to see him jumping on board for the Australian Rally Championship this year. He told me that he's planning to go to Narooma, and then we'll see him again in Gippsland later in the year. So solid campaign there from Dale.
Awesome. Richie was talking before about the roads and what we might expect from that event. In my late teens and early 20s, I went down there for state rounds in New South Wales and so on. It's a good rally vibe in that part of the world. It's going to be cool to take the ARC there, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. The roads down the South Coast are absolutely fantastic. You know, you've had Bateman's Bay, and which is not too far away from the region, and the roads down there are pretty cool. So, yeah, it's going to be an exciting to be into that part of the world this year.
Another dynamic for the ARC as well, which is good for the championship, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely is, Rusty. We've got Dale coming through here. Seems to be a bit underpowered and competitive there.
Just wonder if some of that you're seeing is also bearing in mind the technical nature of this stage. We're only halfway through it as well. First pass over it today and so on.
Yeah, definitely. I think you could probably under consideration too is these production cars obviously don't have as good a brakes as the Rally 2 cars. So long downhill section, maybe the brakes are starting to get a bit spongy, and we're at the very bottom here. So Good solid run there from Dale, and great to have Matt Lee in the car with him, who's a former Australian Rally champion with Justin Dow.
Now, if you're enjoying the forest stages, there is more reasons to visit the west. Beautiful Bustleton and its stunning coastline. Geograph Bay with the longest wooden piered jetty in the southern hemisphere. It's unbelievable. Lots of great history in these parts, all sorts of fantastic hospitality, and whether it's on the coast here or down by the Margaret River vineyards, and even inland where they make and graze, I should say, some absolutely beautiful beef. Cool place to come for rallying, and the ball-bearing surface here, the unique roads that they have in the west. I mean, you've only got to look back at the very long tenure that WA enjoyed on the World Rally Championship calendar. A great place to come and compete, isn't it?
Oh, it was my favourite rally when I was competing. I don't know, something about these roads and this whole region just lends itself so well to the sport. And it'd be fantastic to see some World Rally cars on these roads again one day.
In the meantime, though, we do have some Rally 2 spec machines and a very good story unfolding. So if you've just joined us today, it's nice to have you with us here on our E-Road Australian Rally Championship YouTube channel. We are midway through Lewana 1. So we go over this stage twice today. It's the longest of our event. The overall standings for you, provisionally as it is at the moment, Scott Petter is on top by 6.9 seconds over Harry Bates. So Petter leading Heat 2. Lewis Bates is third. Then Tom Christensen, Jackson Long. Peter Rouleau is in the top 6. Great work there. Toby Price, an excellent 7th at the moment. But there are some stories that we are chasing for you, including for Troy Dow and Alex Rouleau. Here's the next of our competitors inbound, Shane and Sylvie Garner. Probably went right back in the gearbox there, maybe one gear too high.
Yeah, it looks like he's a little bit crossed up on the exit of that corner there, but yeah, great to see Shane and Sylvia back over here having another go at the Forest Rally. Sylvia drew the short straw and drove over with her son. I think it was 7 days from Brisbane. So well, I did see Shane flying in like the works driver on the plane when I across
in style. I said higher gear, I meant lower gear, but I think he probably could have held, a different gear coming through that corner there by the sounds of it. So. Yeah,
I think so. I think he was probably, just went one gear too low on the approach to that corner there. But look, still a good job. They've had a few problems yesterday. But what I do love about them, husband and wife team, but they have never give up attitude. They had some dramas in Queensland also, and Sylvia was running around the service park trying to find bits and pieces because they never give up and do everything they can to get the car back out.
Great people. Cool part of the championship. When you come over here, it becomes a week-long mission, I would imagine. What day did you arrive? When did the reconnaissance begin, and so on?
Funny story, actually. We arrived Tuesday because that was the normal format when I was doing the RC, and you test the Wednesday, recce Thursday, Friday, rally Saturday, Sunday. But I arrived basically a day and a half too early because you don't do anything on Tuesday, you don't do anything on Wednesday.
Did you enjoy the sights of Bustleton then?
Yes, yeah, we did, yeah. So it worked out all right, but it just makes it a bit harder when you're away from work for so much longer, but that's my own fault for not looking at the schedule.
I was going to say to you, what I'd note there is another driver that hadn't read the regulations yet again.
This should be Jeff David and Grant Gillen, Subaru WRX Challenge. Runs a fraction wide there. Oh, he was thinking about going left there. Now was that maybe a call issue? There is a left-hand turn there, but the course is directly straight on.
Yeah, it sounds exactly like it was. He actually got a good exit early, and he braked and turned, so mustn't have listened to the distance for the next call and just heard left
anticipated.
And just heard a left and turned left rather than he's good. I would say 80 to 100 metres from the next left-hander.
So, yeah. There is a slight sort of surface change there. So maybe, as you say, maybe he's looked up, maybe even looked at some wheel marks on the road and anticipated that we were going left and waited for the clarity from the co-driver, perhaps, something along those lines.
Yeah, I think so. Very different car for Jeff to be driving too. Traditionally drives a 911 Porsche.
Yeah.
So, I think adjusting to the new car as well.
I think, is that Tolly Chalice above us there? I can hear a chopper in the background. Hello, Tolly.
Always an amazing thing to hear at a rally. Feels like a proper rally when you have a chopper around.
Just to go back to Jeff David there before, his rally career, we think of the Porsche naturally, but he's driven some cool things in lots of different places around the world, hasn't he? So
he definitely has, yeah. He got a huge amount of experience in a lot of different cars. and really, really nice guy. So great to see him doing some rounds. Sounds like Dino's convinced him to take part in the WRX Challenge, which is great.
That's excellent. Now, the next of the cars that we should be seeing is the 2022 Toyota Yaris, the RMF fabrication entry of Robert Foley and Mitchell Grove. We had quite a bit of fun with them on Shakedown. When Jackie went to dive in the window for an interview, it sounded like he was puffed and out of breath, but I think he had literally pulled the belts so damn tight that he was he sounded like he was puffing. Here they come.
Yeah, very nice entry in there, and he got in the power early in a nice clean line, and that was decent, it was fast.
Very good. I'm very impressed with that for a production car, PRC car. So there's a great platform as a road car, but maybe that's the replacement, Richie.
Maybe so. I did recall seeing a video of that car about 6 metres in the air over a jump last year in a state round from Western Australia. So I don't know how much damage it did afterwards, but it's still going here now, so obviously it can take a bit of punishment too.
Now, next car that we should be seeing is Andy Van Can, who's taking part in the Subaru WRX Challenge. He's in the Cape to Cape mountain bike entry. He's a rally driver with a lot of experience. So he won the 2022 WA Clubman Masters Championship, has previously enjoyed some success in Targa West back in 2019. You could argue that he's something of a Targa specialist, but his first gravel rally, when you go back through the notes, is actually back in 1971, 55 years ago. There you go.
Wow, that's an impressive CV, absolutely. Just an all-round nice guy, though, ABK.
Yes. And as we said, we'll be with you today through all of our competitors that are entered for the Australian Rally Championship component here at ARC Plant Hire. Forest Rally. It's been a part of the calendar in the Australian Championship since the early 1980s, and there are some on that Ross Duncan and Perpetual Trophy that they have at the end of this event. Man, there are some really impressive names in the long history of the Australian Rally Championship that have secured victory at this event over the years. And if you look statistically, I know a lot of people, when they follow Formula One or supercars and so on, like to draw parallels between the performance at a particular event and then ultimately what happens in a championship. There is something in the order of either high 80s or 90% of those that win here in the West go on to clinch the championship. So there you go.
Wow, that's a stat that I wasn't aware of. So that makes this afternoon even more interesting to keep an eye on.
Exactly. Scott Petter, he joked with us this morning in Service Park as we see Andy Van Can approach. He joked that it was a bit of a Bradbury effort yesterday, but it was a real mature drive, and he clearly has his sights set on trying to win the event if he can. Van Can, what did you make of that? That looked tidy in the WRX Challenge, didn't it?
Yeah, he got the braking right, but just probably left it a little bit late to turn in and missed his apex and was kind of out on the loose stuff. A bit more than he probably should have been, but he got it back in and good exit.
That leads us to the next question. This is the first pass. Naturally, the road will change, and when we can see the built-up areas that are closer to our camera position and so on, does the road get better? Have you got to be a bit mindful of that once it's been swept? What does it do from a competitor's point of view?
Look, it's obviously being over in the west here, it's a bit different because the ground is so soft. But once you have that swept line, if it's dry-ish or even damper there now, it binds together. The grip is pretty decent, but
right.
As soon as you put your wheel offline and off that grip,
you know it.
You know it.
Yeah, right.
But to be fair, it's consistent. It's a bit loose here, but the grip is it's the same everywhere. It doesn't surprise you. It's the same. It's the same all the time. So
okay. We're waiting now for Rowan Sharkey and John Harkin in the 1994 Subaru Impreza WRX. They too are entered in Wolf Cup, but you can follow all the different classes. And one of them that is going to be hotly contested this season is Classic Cup. I love the fact that we whether it's newer gen cars like this, I mean, it's a 90 spec WRX, but I mean, there are people that, when we stop at different parts of the championship, they might be in old Celikas or Escorts or you name it. It's cool that we tip the hat to that, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. There's they form part of the nostalgic part of the championship. They were the cars that I grew up watching, and I'm sure Richie did as well. So we need to make sure that we have a home for those cars, and we amalgamated all the classics together into one this year. So whether you're in a BDA Escort or an Evo 3 Lancer, everyone's racing against each other, and it will come down to the driver
you can follow along if you are a fan of the different classes. Rally.com.au is the place that you go, and then you can select when you go to the Subaru Results Hub the different classes, even the Co-Drivers Championship. That's a vitally important one and fiercely contested one. Coral Taylor leading that coming into this round of the championship, not using much in the way of the rev range available in that car, and I wonder if we're just gingerly making our way through for some other reason there.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit flat there. Not sure if it's...
It doesn't sound... He's not revving it too hard, maybe. There's very little boost or something, so he's just going up through the gears. Or either that, or he could have a clutch that's on the way out.
Okay.
Who knows?
Have you enjoyed this commentary, or have we scared you a little bit by giving you the microphone? Be honest. It's been fine. Okay, good. Couple to go here in our coverage today. David Smith and Roger Pedersen up next in the Ford Fiesta. These two are characters. At our rally show on Friday night on the shores of Geograph Bay, awesome turnout by everyone there. We lined up the cars in the parklands that look back on the jetty and so on, the setting sun. They had the biggest pair of hats I have ever seen, these two. So.
No, definitely. Dave's a fantastic character, and actually a pivotal part of the organising team for this event and many of the events that Ross Tapper has put on over the years. So great to see him out there in a car that I'm sort of familiar with, a little ST Fiesta.
Tell me about that.
Not a bad little car. First car I ever did my World Championship round in Coffs Harbour.
Excellent.
Many years ago. So very fun little car to drive and very competitive.
You have had quite the walk down memory lane this weekend, haven't you?
Yeah, tell me about it, Rusty. It's reminding me of my age every day. Just getting some times in from stage 9 in Ellis. And interestingly, Harry seems to be setting the pace at the moment. We don't have a time, but based on the split times, on the last split, Lewis Bates was plus 3.4 seconds. But interestingly, Scott Petter, who's third on the road, was 1.7 back. So Harry's doing a good job. As Dave comes in to approach now, a little bit understeer on the way in there, maybe outbrake himself.
Was that a little nervous moment then? You raised your eyebrows.
He was very tucked into the inside, and he pressed the brakes and it just caught the loose and it threw him out right, and he's the wheels pointed the wrong way. So
beautiful. We have one more interview for you before we wrap up our coverage. Let's hear from Graham Iddles now, in Service Park a short time ago.
How are you feeling heading into today? Are there any stages in particular that you think you'll be able to go fastest on?
I hope I can go faster on all of them because I was pretty slow yesterday. Feeling a little sore because the young guys took me go-karting on Wednesday and they hit the wall and I did something to my ribs. So I'm a little bit sore in the car. But, yeah, it should be good out there today. We're the last ARC cars, so we can see where everybody else has been and hopefully we can go a bit faster.
Do you think row position will help you then?
I think we're a little bit far back to be getting any help. We see where they've all been, but we also get all the rocks that have been pulled out. So, yeah, it is what it is. We'll go okay.
Need to check the notes. I think either for Jeff or for Graham, yesterday there's a ball joint issue, so they're able to get on top of that really quickly with the Maximum Motorsport team, which is great. And he's paired with Damon Nicoli, and that is a name in the Australian Rally Championship that has rally history or lineage, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does. The son of Bob Nicoli, who used to campaign Daihatsu charades back in the day, so and very competitively as well, I might add. So. Yeah, great to see Damon back in the car, very accomplished co-driver himself, and very much part of that WA mafia that we see over here with the power play crew and everyone that keeps building in that realm.
I said earlier in the coverage today, Graham has quietly played a part in ensuring that Tom Christensen can come back and contest this weekend. Graham described himself basically as the Minister of Entertainment last year when he was here, but he had such a good time and was so impressed with what Tom brought to the table for the weekend that when they were all trying to figure out a way to stitch a deal together, he came forth just quietly and they've been able to piece it together. So he properly loves the game. Here he comes now on the way down. We'll get our final thoughts. Sentinel entry. Probably washed off a fraction too much speed there.
Yeah, he just coursed it down and probably didn't get on the power to get the exit out of speed and maybe just kind of half crossed it up. But just a bit casual, but he got it going.
We'll get a final kind of comment from you. Is it tough to be a spectator when you're in this? It was difficult to deal with what unfolded yesterday, and now you're watching everyone else competing on Sunday. How hard is that?
Look, it's not too bad. I think you got to be prepared when you're entering events like this and carrying the speed and committing the way you're committing, that this is what you sign up to when you go rallying. So it is what it is. We'll try find a solution how we can fix it or get another one, or but there's not much. There's no point crying over something.
No, exactly. We'll keep you updated on that on our ARC socials. Richie, nice job. Thank you for joining us here for the commentary. Thank you to Adrian and to all of our crew here in the Forest. That is it for now. Check back a little bit later today. We have more live coverage coming your way on KO. You can find the broadcast times depending upon where you are around the country on our social channels, and all the latest news and information. That is the place to go. From all of us here for now, it's goodbye.